Hi, Church. Pastor Jeff here with another Trinity check-in. I want to tell you something about Pentecost before we're done, but before we get to it, I am here with Sophie May Cunningham, our hospitality and communications coordinator. Did I say it backwards?
It's usually communications hospitality.
Right.
That works too, though.
It's a very descriptive title. But more to today's point, our lay member to annual conference that the church has elected for the second year running now, and annual conference is this week. So, Sophie, what is annual conference?
Oh, that's a big question. So it is the way that the United Methodist Church is structured.
Yeah.
Annual conferences are the legislative body of the church. So we are the voting representatives. So each year in our annual conference, which is not only something that happens once a year, but is also a region.
We call the entity the annual conference too.
Which ours is the Great Plains Conference, which is both Kansas and Nebraska together. So all of the United Methodist churches in Kansas and Nebraska send at least two representatives. So they're clergy representative and a lay representative. And we hear the annual reports from a lot of the different boards serving in different areas of the church and also vote on legislation.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, that's good. This is a little more poetic. The way we used to have a bishop who would say that the actual gathering of annual conference is one part business meeting, one part worship service, and one part family reunion. And that's perhaps more so for clergy because we see our, colleagues that live in different parts of the conference. But the more years you do this, the more the laity get to know one another. Or maybe you see a pastor who used to be at Trinity, but you haven't seen, that kind of thing.
Or all, 12 or so of our retired pastors.
And I'm sure every single one of our retired pastors is going to be there, right? No, the big thing this year are constitutional amendments because after the disaffiliations, the churches that left the denomination, the General Conference, the global body, did a bunch of constitutional amendments to help make our church more equitable. We'll do an update video and tell you more about this if you really want to know later on. For now, let's just say we're fixing things up after the disaffiliation and making some long overdue changes, but they have to be ratified by
a two-thirds majority of an aggregate of votes in all annual conferences. So it is not particularly important whether each constitutional amendment is ratified in a certain number of annual conferences, but rather is it ratified by a two-thirds majority of an aggregate of all votes in all annual conferences.
When I say United Methodist nerd, I mean that with such love. No, it is good. And, you go to these annual conferences, I never really understood Robert's Rules of Order until annual conference because, you do it in a meeting with 10 or 12 people. Sometimes it really matters.
But it's not generally very useful.
Usually it doesn't, right. But when you get in a body that big, you can have several thousand people in a room and feel like you had a conversation that you were included in, if it's led well.
It really is I believe, a representative democracy.
Yeah. So there we are. So annual conference, the part we didn't say is that it's this week. We're actually recording this video on Tuesday, and annual conference is first thing Thursday morning through Saturday.
In the exotic locale of Salina, Kansas.
Hey, Cozy Inn. If you've been there, Cozy Inn is the thing. It may be my first meal as soon as we arrive. And it's like you walk by. Once when I lived near Salina at a church I served, I was walking through Walmart, and someone went, Cozy Inn. They knew exactly where I had eaten. So, I'm looking forward to that. So Sophie, would you sit here awkwardly while I say the other things?
I would love to.
Feel free to
Jeff.
Chime in a question or witty remarks. No, I also want to give you an update. If you were here Sunday, you know that we prayed and consecrated our youth who are going to who are now at Lydia Patterson Institute in El Paso, just across the border from Mexico, a school that helps to train leaders. And they have been doing fantastic work. Where's my notes? Tommy Cox, our youth leader, just sent this out. Just wanted to pass on a note to let you all know how fantastic our kids are doing. Today, this is Tuesday, they have put trim around a newly converted office space, swept, vacuumed dust off walls using a pack that looked like Ghostbusters, and are sanding furniture items. Now, what do we have, 5 or 6? That's a lot of work in one day for just that few, but that doesn't surprise me. I got some pictures here that I've probably been editing over this video already. Our youth are representing our families and our church in a way that should make you all so proud. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with them. She's writing this to the parents. So it's great to have them there. Keep praying for them. They come back on Friday. They actually come back while we're at annual conference, which means I'm glad we have grandparent support to receive them, since my wife and I will be in Salina eating cozies. At annual conference. The other thing I want to say, this Sunday is Pentecost Sunday, which is the Holy Spirit. And I am one who always thinks that the Holy Spirit doesn't get enough recognition in the church. And I like to share this every year, and it's not, I don't have it fit into the sermon this year, so you're getting it now. There's a book I read a while back by one of my favorite authors. My wife tells me I have an author crush on Phyllis Tickle. But it's called Age of the Spirit. It blew my mind, and she's absolutely right. She goes over the history of the Holy Spirit in Christianity and makes the case that for 2,000 years, we've gotten it wrong. We've gotten the Holy Spirit wrong, and that the very existence of Pentecostalism is evidence that the Holy Spirit will not be taken lightly anymore. And so, like a lot of pastors, technically, the colors we put on the altar, it will be red this Sunday for Pentecost. We're hoping everybody will wear red because of the story. If you don't know the story, you'll hear it. And pardon the extra noise, by the way. We've got all the school-agers in the building here for summer. But one of the things I like to do is leave red on the altar all the way through the summer, because by the official calendar, the Holy Spirit gets 1 day in the color, and I don't like that. So I hope you will think about it. I hope you will consider the Holy Spirit in your life. That'll be the topic of this Sunday's sermon. So wear red. We'll hear more, and we'll remember the aspect of God that always deserves more attention. Now, hopefully I didn't bore you too much, but hey, I was only competing with annual conference, so no, it will be good. Once we're back, I don't know if it'll be next week or not. We may need a little break, but at some point we'll do an update video and tell you all how annual conference went. But do know that it's part of what we do as a church, that Sophie's your representative, and we will do good things, I'm sure. Anything else to say?
I don't think so.
I should put you on the spot, make you come up with something clever right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do it. See you soon, church.